On this episode of Weapons Wednesday, we're taking a spiked warhammer, Wolverine-style combat claws, and 2 other weapons and seeing how effective they would be against some fiery fruit ninja. Learning just a little bit about each weapon along the way. So if you want to see some flaming destruction, stick around till the end of the video and I'll do my best to not disappoint. And for those of you that can't wait, don't worry, I got you. You can click the chapter cards down below or the timestamp down below in the description to skip to whatever segment you want to watch in particular. But for now, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Now before we jump into it, last time on Weapons Wednesday, I asked what word you use for nunchucks most often. Choosing between nunchucks, nunchaku, chucks, chain sticks, or any other thing that you can think of to possibly call nunchucks. And nearly 500 of you guys casted your vote and sent in your opinions. And with nearly 73% of the vote, a landslide winner, we have nunchucks. Which isn't super surprising simply because the Ninja Turtles started calling them that way back in the 80s and they've been influencing martial artists ever since. And so if you want to get yourself a pair of nunchucks, definitely check out KarateMart, linked down in the description. But I have a different question for you today. If you had to pick one of the 4 weapons we go over today for your main zombie apocalypse weapon, which one would you choose? I feel like each one of these weapons will give a specific advantage or disadvantage in the zombie apocalypse, so I'm really curious to see what you guys prioritize and what you guys would choose. So make sure to go check out the community tab because it should be live at the same time this video is live. As long as I did my scheduling right, but I guess we'll see. But that's enough of that, let's get into the first weapon. We are gonna kick it up with the weapon that's in the thumbnail, the Dark Spiked War Club. And let me tell you, this thing, super cool. I remember opening the box for the first time, seeing it sitting there and pulling out, feeling the weight of this thing and seeing the design of this war club made me feel instantly like a beast, like an absolute monster. I mean, the fact that this is a club in itself should speak a lot about how effective it is. Clubs were weapons that have stood the test of time like no other, even reaching back to prehistory and used in little conflicts between hunter-gatherers in the time. And that was over 10,000 years ago. I know numbers in my head really don't do it justice, so here's just to put that in perspective. The medieval age, which is what I feel like most people think of when they think about clubs, maces, or mauls. That started less than 2,000 years ago. And clubs outdate them 5 times over. That is an incredibly long time and an excellent testament to how effective these weapons are. But this one specifically is like if you took Negan's back from The Walking Dead and gave it to one of the members of the Kiss band. It comes strapped with 20 spikes all around the tip of this 29-inch behemoth. And being made of hardwood, it comes with plenty of weight, specifically weighing in at about 2 pounds, 10 ounces. This weight makes it easy to put some serious crazy power into your strikes and swings. Like, let me tell you, as soon as you pick the weapon up, you can tell how much damage you can do with this bad boy right here. Like, you can just feel it in your nuggets. And the spikes are incredibly pointy straight out the box. Like literally setting this down on my lap during filming of this video by accident still hurt. So there's absolutely no sharpening needed. You can just take this out of the box and you are ready to do some serious damage to whatever zombies come your way. Or, you know, the pesky, troublesome survivors. Rest in peace, Glenn. Not gonna lie, I'm really excited to see this guy destroy some flaming fruit. But for our next weapon, I'm also really excited that I live in Texas. Because we have the hidden red blade baton. And the reason I say that I love being in Texas is because this specific type of blade is especially dangerous. That 3-sided spear point blade is designed to be difficult to cauterize or heal from. Due to the nature of how the puncture wound is uniquely shaped, stopping the bleeding is especially challenging, making it quite lethal as a puncture weapon. And in fact, that's why many places and regions make this weapon illegal. So make sure to always check your local laws before you get into any trouble. Because even in the best of conditions in a hospital, the wound is still difficult to cauterize and stitch up. And if literal doctors in a hospital are having trouble patching up and stitching up this kind of weapon, then random, raiders during the zombie apocalypse will have literally no chance. Man, I am kind of sick today, guys. I am super sorry if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm still doing my best. Plus, this blade is made out of 2CR13 stainless steel, which just means it's strong and durable enough to last out in the elements. Not that you need to keep it full open to the elements like this. The blade comes with its own protection in its steel body that screws together. This allows you to use it as a simple baton if needed. But that black oxide finish looks absolutely terrifying in contrast to the deep red blade. So let's hope that the raiders remembered to wear their brown pants. I mean, just look at this guy. The whole thing extends to 26¼ inches and 10 of those are the blade. Man, I absolutely love this thing. Plus, that textured grip allows you to use it without worrying about it slipping or sliding around in your hands. This 1.5 pound hole puncher is absolutely amazing. Now, I do want to also note that this is going to come with a nylon sheath with a belt loop as well. So, for any of you trying to kit out your apocalypse utility belt, this will do the trick. The black Tactical Kukri is a really sleek weapon that you can find on combative.com. Not KarateMart, but combative, so keep that in mind. For those of you that don't know, the Kukri is a short sword or knife with a distinct recurve in the blade, originating from the Indian subcontinent dating back to the 4th century BC. It's typically used as an all-purpose knife that excels in cutting due to its shape. So cutting down vegetation or used as a secondary weapon in war is especially what it's going to be good at. Basically, if there is something that needs to be cut, this is the guy to do it with. Which is why I think this is going to make the best cut during the fire fruit testing a little bit later on in this video. This specific one is really nice and sturdy, a great addition to your arsenal. This is a 1/4 inch thick full tang blade that means business, with a nice black finish on that 1045 surgical steel, making it quite durable and resistant to the elements. And considering that you're going to be using this to cut down vegetation, it kind of needs to be durable to the elements. No one wants to rust their knife because they decided to use it for chopping down vines when it's designed to be used to chop down vines. It's also going to have the size to cut through most things fairly easily, weighing in at about 1.5 pounds and reaching an overall 18 inches in length, with 11 of those inches being pure blade. And like most other weapons on this channel, you're going to want to check your local laws, of course, and it comes out the box sharp and ready to use. It's also going to have the best grip, in my opinion, out of all of these weapons. A black rubberized polymer handle with a lanyard hole makes it really secure in your hands. And if you decide to add a nice lanyard, it will keep it from sliding around or flying out of your hand like a Wii remote. I'm excited to see the satisfying cuts that I get with this guy. But before we get into that, we have one more weapon to talk about. Lastly, we have my favorite of these weapons, the Blood Splatter Combat Claws. Now, if you have learned anything about me via the content I create, you know that for sure I absolutely love superheroes. I mean, the whole reason I started martial arts in the first place was because I wanted to be a Power Ranger and a Ninja Turtle. So you know for sure that when I picked up these claws, I straight up felt like Wolverine immediately. These 8-ounce claws fit perfectly in my hand and have an overall length of 9 inches, with 6 of those inches being straight up a blade. Well, 3 blades to be precise. And as with the other weapons on this list, they come out of the box sharp, pointy, and ready to use. And if I wasn't so sick right now, I would be doing that Wolverine scream non-stop. But don't forget to check your local laws before getting into any trouble. This may not only count as a knife, but also count as brass knuckles, so just be aware of that possibility. But if you do happen to live in an area where you're lucky enough like me to be able to use these guys, it's also going to come with a carrying case, a nylon sheath, just like the other weapons before. And it's gonna come with a strap so you can strap 2 of them to your belt, pull them out, and take your Wolverine pose like seamlessly. I wish I had a second one because the things I would do to be like Wolverine would be crazy. And the blood splatter design on the claws looks super cool. And I mean, if you haven't figured it out by now, red and black are my favorite color scheme. So I may be a bit biased. But if it's not quite right for your type of style or design, KarateMart also has a Punisher flavored dark skull combat claw and a cleaner designed X combat claw. Both of them can be found on the KarateMart website. And guys, these claws have truly inspired me. I'm going to be releasing a series breaking down and teaching you Wolverine's moves on my personal channel. So if you want to check those out and see some combinations that you can learn with the claws that you got from KarateMart, definitely check out the Modern Ninja YouTube channel. But let's see how good these weapons actually work with our Flaming Fruit Ninja test. Guys, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I have both been under the weather for the past 2 weeks almost, so if you could hear to my voice again, I'm sorry, but I appreciate you sticking with me. And it was literally in the teens when I recorded that fire segment, so I hope it was worth it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it at the end of the day. Hopefully, I'll be feeling a little bit better next week, and make sure to check out KarateMart.com or Combative.com to get the weapons that you've seen in this video. But until next time, my name is DJ, the Modern Ninja, and I'll see you Weapons Wednesday.